Find insight, guidance, and answers. Tune into Spirit with radio medium Laura Lee.
How would you like to learn a simple, unique way for discerning between your rational mind and intuition? If so, stay tuned in for your 5-Minute Spirit Reboot. Joining me today is Soul Tribe podcast host, Akashic Records reader, and healer, Lucia Espiga. Welcome.
Thank you.
Lucia, can you just elaborate first of all about the Akashic Records? What is it?
The really easy way to describe it is imagine like there's a universal database that holds all the information of not only you as a soul, but like the whole of our like galaxy of our universe. And so that's how I would describe the Akashic Records. So you can access your own individual soul's information, but as well, you can have people that are accessing information for other people to assist them as well.
Interesting. So how did you get into that?
It's a bit of a long story, but to make it a bit shorter, I had 3 years where I had dream premonitions of aviation accidents. And then I would have it in my dream state and I would wake up exhausted. I would know it wasn't a dream. It would be a whole like life experience. And then I would see it happen in the news between 2 weeks to a month after I had dreamt it. So I never knew the airline. I knew what type of airplane it was going to be, if it was going to be a big one, a smaller one, and around the area in the world where it was going to fall. And I would be able to see how the accident played out, like whether it was like a fire or the airplane falling or whatever it was. So that was something that went on for 3 years. It was like my wake up call. And then I went to get assistance to help me figure it out. And I ended up getting an Akashic Records reading. And the lady who was assisting me at the time said to me, they're just trying to wake you up and make you realize that you have the ability to use your brain for something other than just thinking.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so that leads me into the next question. How did you learn then the difference between your intuitive senses versus the rational mind? Because a lot of people who aren't psychics, everybody has the intuition. So how can you discern, or how do you suggest in your field how somebody can discern between the two of them?
I don't know if it goes for everybody, but for me as an individual, it's like you just know. And sometimes you just don't know how you know, but it's so aligned and there's no way someone can knock you off that knowing. Even if they call you crazy, you still know it's true. For me, that's how it works.
So is this what you would say is Akashic Record pillow talk?
No, pillow talk is more about teaching you and helping you get like the dream life and the life that you want, or the reality you want to live. The Akashic Records talk about how we always are letting our rational mind make decisions or not allow us to make decisions. And so what they say is a really good way of getting yourself on the path of that reality and that life you want to live is, you know, when you're in that dream state and your head's on the pillow and it's almost like a hypnotic state where you're almost asleep, but you're not fully there. So it's like the rational mind is not going. And you just imagine, oh, this dream job I always had, or this dream house, or I always wanted to move to an island in the middle of nowhere, something like that, right? And then when you wake up in the morning, you go, oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to sign up for that course, or I'm going to try to get that job. And then you fall asleep and you wake up in the morning and you go, no, I can't do that. How much money is that going to cost? How hard is it going to be? So what Akashic Records said is we can and we shouldn't listen to our rational mind that's waking up in the morning with us. We need to listen to the pillow talk mind, which is the subconscious, that's telling us what we really are supposed to go for.
Right. So that's a simple way that you're suggesting to divide between the rational mind and the intuition. Because I've always said, too, it's anything that gives you excuses.
Yes.
And it second guesses you. So I think you're kind of saying the same thing with the pillow talk. It's that dream state that seems like it's pie in the sky, or you're like, there's no way.
If you're dreaming it and your head's on the pillow hypnotic state, it's literally something that your soul wants, that you want.
And the soul wants to fulfill.
Yes. But then your rational mind wakes up and says, how hard is that going to be to do? How much time is that? Or how much money is that going to take me? I can't do that.
Right. What's the big takeaway for our listeners?
Just listen to yourself and know that the only one that's stopping you from getting there is your rational mind saying, no, it's too hard. At some point, you just got to go, you know what? I don't know how the universe is going to assist me, but it has to happen because my soul says to do it.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom, Lucia Espiga. Where can they find you?
So my website is luciaespiga.com, and we also have the podcast, which is the Soul Tribe podcast. So we're on all those platforms to listen to us. And yeah, you can find us there.
Thank you. And if you'd like more 5 Minutes Fair Reboot, subscribe to RadioMediumLauralee.com or the podcast Radio Medium Laura Lee. Thank you.